Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another phenomenal video. Today I'm going to be talking to you guys about season passes and my views on season passes, as well as my idealistic views on season passes as to what they could be in the future, ideally. So first off, as it stands, season passes are all of a DLC for a game prepaid. Usually they're between $30 and $50, and that makes a lot of people feel kind of ripped off, and I kind of am in the same boat with that. Because you're paying $60 for a game already, and then they're going to charge you an extra $30 to $50, so you're paying between $80 and $100 to $120 sometimes, just to play the complete experience of a game. And a lot of people feel as though that's an unfair notion. Sure, we still buy the season passes, but we don't like it. We feel like we're forced into buying it in order to get the full experience of the game. Now, we complain about this all we want, that developers aren't selling us complete games, and to give a little bit of slack to developers, sometimes it's not all finished. Most of the DLC for most season passes, I'm willing to bet, is not finished by the time the game itself comes out. A lot of it is produced afterwards, but at the same time, the ideas for all the season pass content have already been created, because they know they have a set number of drops to meet, and so either they have to meet that set number of drops with content that they have to think up post-launch, or they know that we have these 4 ideas and we're going to do 4 separate drops. And I hope that's what they do and we're not just getting rushed piles of crap because they have to meet a deadline. But let's take a step back really quick and let's really look at the situation. So basically, we're paying almost double to get the full experience here. And people want to complain about that with video games. However, let me point something out to you. We don't complain about that with movies. And you may be thinking to yourself, movies, we don't pay multiple dollars or multiple times of what the thing is worth to get the full experience. So let's take, for instance, Star Wars. Star Wars has 3 episodes, and those are all standalone movies. And they're all, you can watch any one of the 3 and they'll be their own standalone movie. But if we take a look at a movie series such as The Hunger Games or Harry Potter, which seems to be the new trend in movies, each book, or each movie that is of a book, is starting to get broken up into 2 parts. And the claim is so that they can include more content in this, but at the same time, why not just make one 6-hour movie? Why do we have to pay twice for like 2 3-hour movies as opposed to them just making one 6-hour movie? Obviously, there's a lot of logistics that go into that. Most people don't want to sit down and watch a 6-hour movie. Most people don't have time to go sit and watch a 6-hour movie. But at the same time, it's the same principle. We're getting ripped off because they're not giving us the full experience when we go to the movies. They're taking half of the experience, literally half of the experience, and saying you not only have to wait another 2 years for it, but you also have to pay again whatever the inflated movie prices are by then. And so taking this back to video games, it's a similar principle, but it's not as drastic in the time scale. But at the same time, let me go back to nobody wants to sit down for 6 hours and watch a movie. Most people don't finish a game, I'm saying most people, don't finish a video game or get tired of a video game for the first, usually, couple months after release, and that's usually when the first DLC drops. So, using that same principle, DLCs are meant to be refreshers for once the game is starting to get a little stale. And I know this was like a perfect example for Black Ops for me. I was starting to get a little bit bored of the game come January, February, but then that First Strike map pack hit, and that powered me through. Like, honestly, the First Strike map pack, like, revitalized my love of Call of Duty Black Ops as soon as it hit. So for a lot of people, these map packs, DLCs, things like that come in the season pass, they really help keep the game fresh because there's consistently new content being added to the game, and that helps preserve the game's longevity. And this is kind of advantageous for companies in reality because they can get you to keep playing their game post-launch, which is what they really need to do. And they're also selling you additional content. So there's a lot of different things that people think should happen with this. People think it should be free. People think there shouldn't be DLC. People think DLC should just be included in the base game since it's already finished anyways, is their logic at least. So here's what I think DLC, or at least season passes, should be. For a season pass, it should cost money, but I disagree with all the DLC costing money at the same time. So it's kind of a difficult thing for me to explain. So the new season pass for Star Wars Battlefront really is what sparked my idea. Because they have free DLC and then they also have paid DLC. So this is something completely new. In my own personal opinion, this is never going to happen because of money, but in my own personal opinion, in my ideal little world, season passes cost $20 to $30 every single time, and what they do is there's no console exclusivity with DLC. So like Call of Duty has console exclusivity with PlayStation now, and PlayStation gets DLC a month early, all of that is wiped away. All DLC is just sold right to the public. There's no exclusive rights to DLC. It's just straight up downloadable content. So if you purchase the season pass, you will have access to the DLC a month before everyone else. That would be my ideal world solution. So you're paying $20 to $30 to get these 4 map packs or DLC drops, storyline drops, or whatever, months before everyone else. Or just purchasing the DLC in general just gets you the DLC before it comes out for free. So all the DLC is technically free. Every single piece in my ideal little world of DLC is free, except for cosmetic DLC. Not cosmetic DLC, microtransactions. Microtransactions still exist because they're little transactions. People don't mind making them because people like having these cosmetic microtransactions. But back to the focus of this is in the season pass. So if you purchase the season pass, we'll even throw in the microtransactions. You get all the little microtransactions for free, as well as getting a month early access to DLC. Once that month is over, everyone has access to that DLC pack. I think this would be the best way to approach DLC in the future of companies. And these $50, $40, $50 price tags in that range are absolutely ridiculous. Star Wars Battlefront Season Pass, I will agree with people, is ridiculously expensive. It makes it a $110 game, $120 if you purchase the deluxe edition. So it's absolutely ridiculous. We shouldn't have to pay these prices to get the full experience of the game. So, in my own personal opinion, honestly, I would love to see this instituted within the next 10 years, but it's never going to happen, is just the time-exclusive season passes. That would be absolutely perfect. Developers would still be able to sell their DLC, people would still be able to buy the DLC, but they would also be able to get the DLC later, because most people don't finish that game immediately. Most people can wait those extra couple weeks for the DLC to come out. They don't need it right now. But for those people, let's say you're just beasting through a game, or you're just going to sit down in a game and you're just going to play the crap out of it, that 1 month early access is going to be very advantageous for you because you can continue playing the story. Or maybe what it is if you purchase the season pass, you get to designate at what days you get the DLC, provided they're finished. Or something like you get all the DLC in one single drop. I don't know, that probably wouldn't work. It would probably be the 1 month early for each single DLC drop because they have to finish the DLC before you can get it. But still, that's a phenomenal idea in my own personal opinion. I should be a video game developer because this is what the fuck I would do with my company. We would have just time exclusive DLC. That's it. No exclusive console DLC, no fucking really expensive season passes to complete a game, just time-based season passes. That's it. And microtransactions. Because let's say you just want to get the free DLC when it comes out a month after the season pass. That's all well and dandy. You can get your full game experience and you will have only paid $60. Let's say you want all that DLC early, you've only paid $80 to $90 and you got it earlier than everyone else. And you got all those microtransactions. You got the free DLC, you have money now to get all these little microtransaction things for cosmetics. That is, in my own opinion, the ideal way to go about season passes from the future on, because with Star Wars Battlefront, there's been a lot of backlash with it, and companies are going to start to realize that there's a lot of backlash with it because of the season pass, and there's not enough content in it at its present state. It feels like they kept a little bit of content out just to sell as extra DLC, or potentially release as free DLC because they have said there will be free DLC drops at points. So I don't know how to feel about season passes anymore. I feel as though this time exclusivity season pass would be the absolute best way to do season passes in the future. And I hope there's some game developers watching this and they sit there and they say, wow, that's actually a pretty good idea. We can start instituting this time-based season pass, because I would pay the season pass still. I'd want that early access to all these things. Maps in Call of Duty, maps in Star Wars Battlefront, missions in games like Fallout and Skyrim, and all that other stuff, Assassin's Creed. I would pay the season pass prices for games that I know I would want that content earlier. I would literally pay just to get content earlier when I know it's coming out for free, just simply because it's worth it to me. And so I hope you guys think it's worth it too. Please leave me a comment in the comment section down below what your idealistic view on the season pass would be, and don't just say forget the season pass, no season passes ever, because that's never going to happen. Honestly, there's going to be DLC and there's going to be season passes because developers want to ensure that they can keep making a profit off of games. But I want to know what you guys think about season passes and my version of the season pass. And I want to ask you guys to leave a like rating if you did enjoy. As always, I encourage you to leave a like rating. And I'll thank you guys for watching. If you did enjoy, hit that like, leave your comment. And yep, thanks for watching. See you guys later.